everyone!
Hello!
And welcome to Kirsty and Briony's Comfort Zone.
I am Kirsty.
And I am Briony, devourer of worlds, bringer of dreams, harbinger of cake.
Oh my god.
Is it harbinger or harbinger?
I don't know.
I'm a binger of cake.
Harbinger of cake.
Harbinger.
Binger.
I was thinking about this earlier, thinking about binging earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Can you resist food if it's in front of you?
No. Well,
Me neither.
It depends on the food.
That's true. If it's like olives,
Oh no, if it was olives,
day.
I wouldn't be able to resist.
But if it's like, I will... Like Alex and I the other day, I surprised him with tacos. Surprise! Tacos.
Guys.
And I also got us some like tortilla chips. And
Ooh.
I said like, oh, I'll just put them in between us. And then I was just eating them because they were next to me. And then at one point, Alex put his hand in the bag and he just went, wow. And I was like, oh. And it's just because they're next to me. And if it's next to me, it's just
Yeah,
food.
you're going to eat it.
I nibble.
It's like at the cinema, like you eat the popcorn before the movie even starts because it's there. And it's just
I will get like, I'll feel so sick, but I'll still eat the popcorn.
Yep.
I need it physically removed.
Me too.
From my person.
And like I put it on the floor and then I'm like, no, I want it back.
That is like the one thing that I do have a little bit of restraint with though. I was saying this, we had this massive conversation about popcorn on stream earlier, and I was saying the one self-restraint that I do show to do with popcorn is I will put it on the floor until the BBFC screen comes up.
Oh my god.
So I won't eat it because otherwise I did used to eat half of it in the trailers and the adverts. Whereas now, as soon as the movie starts, I'll be like, okay, that's my signal to like start eating it. But then sometimes movies will start with like a really sad or quiet opening and I'm just there like, how?
It's okay, you earned it. Crunch.
I do feel slightly bad for people who hate people eating popcorn at the cinema, but it doesn't stop me. I'm
it's
keep
kind of
doing it.
not the best place for someone who hates that to be, honestly.
Yeah, just sit somewhere else.
Yeah.
That's not near me.
Exactly. Like if you don't like the sound of people eating popcorn, I would say the cinema should be at the top of your list for places not to go.
Yeah. I don't like it when there are some like fancy cinemas in Bristol and they have like, okay, I have two problems with two cinemas in Bristol.
Okay.
The first one is the Watershed because it's a lovely cinema, but they give people bags of popcorn. And to me, the rustling is worse than the munching. And the second is the Everyman because they do hot food. And I find that more intrusive than the sound of popcorn. The sound, like the smell of like, and they do proper like,
what kind of
like
food?
hot dogs and burger and chips and like nachos and stuff. Which to me isn't like finger food that you can watch a film whilst eating.
A lot of cinemas do hot dogs and nachos. I've not seen a cinema that does burger and chips yet, but
they do like full on meals and they will like. The last time I went there was a delay on the food. So during the film, they were just bringing in plates of food for people.
Wait, they bring it out on plates?
Yeah. And I was like, this is so much more interrupting than just someone having a box of popcorn.
Oh my God. That's so strange.
And all of the cinema is like sofas and there'll be someone who will come out and they'll stand at the front of the cinema before they play the trailers and be like, I will be your host for the evening. Any troubles, just let me know. And I'm like, we're literally just sitting and watching a screen. What's the biggest trouble you think we're going to have right now?
I just want to watch the movie. Get down in front.
So yeah, that one, which people's is like, maybe it's just me because it seems to be a lot of people's like go-to cinema because I think because of it being sofas, they think it's more like homely and Whereas for me, I'm just like, no, I like the sofas.
I guess it's more comfy, but it sounds like much more of a faff.
Yeah. Also, the last time we were there, Alex was like, oh my gosh, this is so good. Look at all this leg room I have. And he had stretched his legs fully out. And I was sat there with my knees up, just like, yes, lovely, isn't it, darling? And
so is it like a classic cinema layout, but it's just sofas?
Yeah, it's all like two-seater
with
sofas.
The rows of seats.
So it is cozy. You can have like a little kutch whilst you watch the film sort of thing. But it's like, I don't know, the food bothers me. It's just, I'm going to see if I can...
Do you have like little tables to put the plates?
You do. You get your own little spinning table thing either side of you. So you can also get... Okay, this is the food that you can get at Everyman. You can get a sharing platter of dough balls. It's got halloumi.
Ooh.
Then it's got things that obviously I wouldn't get, but it's things like prawns. That's not cinema food.
Prawns? What?
There's like full burgers. And they do a lot of vegan stuff, which is good. But at the same time, they do pizza. To me, this is just not food I would trust myself to eat whilst watching a screen.
Oh, I don't know. I would smash a pizza, to be honest.
Just roll it up. Eat it like a pancake.
I'd roll it up, yeah. Just be gone before the movie starts.
Dear, oh dear. But yeah.
I've never been to a cinema that fancy. I've only ever really been to Cineworld.
Maybe
or IMAX.
I'll have to take you. Next time you're in Bristol, we can go to the Everyman.
Okay.
And then you'll probably...
And judge it.
And love it. And I'll be like...
I'll get a big pizza.
Yeah.
I'll get the smelliest thing on the menu.
I just, like...
Just to make a point.
I was having this rant the other day, and someone was like, but popcorn smells. And I was like, popcorn does not smell as much as a cooked meal.
Popcorn does not smell offensive. It just smells pleasant. It's just a nice atmospheric whiff. Yes.
Atmospheric whiff. I think I saw them at Glastonbury one year.
But yeah, like, I mean, like, the smell of popcorn versus the smell of, I don't know, burger and chips or prawns.
Yeah. It's like not as offensive in any way.
No, it's not offensive at all.
It doesn't, like, what's the word, permeate or whatever.
Yeah. I don't know.
Do bloody love popcorn though.
I do. I bloody love popcorn. There's a cinema near me that does caramel popcorn, and it's proper caramel popcorn. So like, not all of them, but some of the pieces in it will have like a really nice caramel like coating on them, and they're so good, so good.
It's like when you get like a piece of sweet popcorn where all the sugar has just dwelled. It's naughty.
Yes, exactly.
But
I love like butter kissed popcorn. That's my one weakness. I love it so much.
I'm a half and half popcorner. I'll do the like...
Oh, I like it to be super sweet.
See, I stopped having sweet popcorn for a while because I just thought it tasted of sugar puffs. Which I guess isn't a bad thing.
Yeah.
But I felt like I was paying a lot for sugar puffs. Whereas for some reason I don't mind when it's salt. But then I met Alex. And Alex's favourite was sweet. So to compromise, instead of getting one each, we would get a large and we would get half and half. But then for a while we would get salted and put Maltesers in it. But we obviously don't eat Maltesers anymore. So that's why we get the half and half. So it's still got the balance. But occasionally we'd like smuggle in some chocolate buttons or something and put them in.
Aww.
I'm surprised cinemas don't do vegan stuff because, to be honest, the markup in cinemas and the markup on vegan goods are so extortionate that they would go hand in hand. They could be like,
no, absolutely.
Chocolate buttons, £15. There you go.
I mean, they basically already do that, so yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Well, shall we listen to a dream?
Yes.
Nice.
Once again, I have No dreams. I have not been dreaming. I am without dreams.
Me, on the other hand,
once more.
I'm getting through my backlog of many dreams that I've had recently.
That's it. I don't even have to dream. You've got so many.
I had a weird thing this morning. I had a really good dream, but I don't remember any of it. I just remember waking up and being like, wow. But I'm so full of wonder. But the way I woke up was that I swear I heard someone go, Briony! Like a really laddie voice was like, Briony! And that woke me up. I was like, huh? And then Alex wasn't in. He's in the office today. And hopefully there were no other blokes in my house shouting my name. But I was like, is it that I heard a noise outside, like a car was like, meep, meep, and my dream brain turned it into Briony? It was very odd.
Maybe. Yeah.
Either that or someone has worked out where I live and they were just stood outside. And me, they were like, maybe. I'm going to stand outside one house every day. And when I hear her say it on the podcast, I'll know I found the right one. And I've just given it all away.
Uh-oh.
Oh, jeez. Well played.
You've only gone and bloody done it now.
Doxy McGee. My arch nemesis.
It was actually me.
Ba-ba-bum.
Oh my God. Now I know where Briony lives.
Having stayed here several times, I've now learned the address. You'll never see it coming. Dear, dear.
Well, let's have a listen to one of your dreams.
Oh, there's my hairbrush. Sorry, I was trying to find it yesterday and I just found it on my desk.
Oh, perfect. Right in front of you.
Yep. There you go. It's been a revelation. Okay. Here's the dream. 3, 2, 1, go. I had another, all over the place dream. So it started off that I was in someone's car and we were trying to leave this car park. But the car park was it was like a video game. So we were on one screen. And we were trying to leave out of the car park and then the next screen would load and I was trying to follow the map and I was like, no, I think we need to go out this bit to get out, but then would load and be like, no, this is still the wrong way. But we eventually got out and we got into these woods, but then I think I woke up, but then I fell back asleep and I was in a pub and these mob guys came in and I was trying to show that I wasn't afraid of them and I saw this car go by the window and the car it had this big trailer that had this huge mechanical spider on the back, so the spider looked like it was walking as the car drove along. And I went over to the window and I was like, look, big spider. And the mob boss was there and he was the actor who is the detective in Murder and Successful. So he was a huge guy and he had this big voice. And he was like, oh, yes, I see a spider or something. And I was like, okay. And I went into the back room, which was like a laundromat. And I was there with my mum. And this woman came in and she had a small son with her. And she was like, I'm pregnant. But she seemed not that happy about it. So I was like, congratulations. And then mum was like, okay, I know what to do. And she took the small boy and injected his hand and was like, this will show us. But I didn't really know what was going on. But then I was on stage, or I was watching, I think it was meant to be Marina and the Diamonds, or Regina Spektor, I don't know. But I was watching them and then there was an intermission and I was on stage with them just chatting whilst we watched people get up and go and get drinks and stuff. But I don't really remember that part of the dream. Just that we were having a giggle. Okay. Does it... Ooh. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Ooh, bye.
Bye. I actually remembered a snippet of a dream I had last night listening to your dream.
Oh.
Yeah. It was only very short. It was probably part of a bigger dream, but I don't remember it. But I had a baby. Boy. A baby. And one of my older sisters came round the house, and it was our old house where my parents used to live, to meet them. And I had like a baby book on the side, and it had like, you know, like pictures and stuff in. So they picked up this baby book and they're flicking through it. And I'm just sitting there watching them. And I was like, oh, keep going. And they got to the last page and it was a thing saying that I was pregnant again and having twins.
Oh.
And my sister was just like, what the fuck? And it's just so bizarre because I never want children.
Yeah.
The idea of being pregnant is just horrible to me. So this dream, the whole thing, it was just like, this is very strange.
It's very alien.
Very alien. Very, very.
I've looked up pregnancy, and it says dreaming of pregnancy usually denotes a fairly protracted waiting period being necessary for something, possibly the completion of a project. So maybe it's you waiting for your windscreen to be fixed.
Yeah, I was going to say that. I have to wait for Autoglass to come around tomorrow and fix my windscreen.
Autoglass repair? Autoglass replace?
Autoglass impregnate.
Oh no.
Oh no.
I didn't realize it was one of those kind of movies. Hey, I'm here to fix your windscreen.
Ooh, come in.
It says a new area of our potential or personality is developing. So your potential is to have a fixed windscreen.
Way nice.
Interestingly enough, to dream of pregnancy seldom means one's own pregnancy. And there you go.
Good.
Pregnancy. To dream of someone else being pregnant suggests that we are in a position to observe part of ourselves, develop new skills or characteristics. So we may be unaware of what outcome of this process will be. Well, there you go.
Well, I'm aware that my windscreen will be fixed.
Yeah.
But they aren't getting here on time, so I'm not going to be able to drive to Bristol.
No.
I'm so sad.
There'll be other times. We'll see you soon.
Yeah. But yeah, I've completely hijacked your dream. I'm sorry.
No, it's good. I like how I was thinking about how, you know, when you adopt a scared dog and they want you to already have a dog so that dog can guide the other dog and teach them that everything is okay. Maybe my dreams are acting as like the guide dog to your scared dreams that don't want to emerge. And now my dream was like, row, 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 and then your dream that you couldn't remember was like, oh, and then it came out a little bit, and I think that's nice.
I like that. Thank you. Thank you to your dreams.
My big, dumb Labrador dreams. I don't know, like, I couldn't remember any of the dream when I first started hearing it, but then it did come back to me a little bit. I remember the spider, and I remember the big... Have you ever seen Murder in Successville?
No, I haven't.
It's really good. There's an American one as well, which is done by... Oh my gosh, I can't remember his name. He plays Job in Arrested Development.
Job.
And he's like the voice of Batman in the Lego Batman movies.
Right, okay.
I can't think what his name is.
Oh, I don't know.
But he does the American version. And
Will
Arnett. That's the one. He used to be married to, what's her chops from Parks and Rec? I think. Amy Poehler, maybe?
Okay.
I'm so bad with names. Alex will literally be like, do you remember this film that was directed by blah, 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 and the director of photography was this guy, and he previously did this? And I'm just like, what's the chops in that film about the dog or a whale or something?
And the blah, blah? Yeah, I'm exactly the same. I find that with Rithian as well. You probably do. Like, he can just reel off names. I'm just like, I don't even know my own name.
Who am I? What is my purpose?
Who am I? Who are you?
But yeah, it was the big guy from that. He's really tall. I wonder how tall he actually is. I'm going to look it up. I don't remember his name either. But thankfully, what did we do before Google? Just not know anything?
Yeah, I think so. Just
I remember when I was little and we were on holiday, and this was in the time when you couldn't really use your phones abroad because it would like cost you a bomb. Like this is when
so much money.
It was like 10p to send a text message in the UK, let alone being abroad. And we were trying to remember something, and none of us could use the internet, so we were just sat there like, we just have to remember. This is literally on us, that we have no other means of looking this up right now. Back in my day, you just had to know shit. And if you didn't, you didn't.
Yeah. No, I remember. I remember going on holiday and nobody would have their phones. It was just like, oh, yep, sorry, I can't answer any calls for 2 weeks. I'm abroad. Nowadays, it's just constantly on them.
6'7", the fella.
Yeah. Damn.
6'7". That's a big bear.
That's a big bear. That's pretty heckin' tall.
Yeah. So to give the set the scene of how big this mob boss played by Tom Davis of Murder and Successful fame was, he's a large man. Weirdly, I remember the window of the pub that we were... So the pub was like a pub that I worked in, but I worked there because we were filming in it. I didn't work in the pub. We filmed...
What, in real life?
Yeah. It was this pub that I don't... It must have been in London because that's where we were filming. But it was like... near the Dogs Trust home base in London. I can't remember where that was. I used to just get driven there every day. It's some place in London. I don't remember. And but the window that we looked out of to see the big mechanical spider was the old window of my parents' house.
Oh,
so
okay.
It was like two places had merged together. And when I looked out the window, it was the street that I grew up on. So I don't know what that means. I don't know what anything means.
When you were recording in this pub, what were you recording? Do you remember?
We were recording. It was a Christmas special one-off thing that was, I think, maybe written by, oh my goodness, names again. The fella, you know, the blonde fella with the Bristol accent.
The thing written by the blonde fella.
It was called Gert Lush Christmas. But so I took the job thinking like, oh, I will get to Russell Howard. I took the job being like, oh, I'll get to work in Bristol. And then it turned out that because Russell Howard, I guess, lives in London, it was all filmed in London. So I was working away from home anyway. But it had Greg Davis in. I got to meet Greg Davis. He's a very tall man.
I'm on the IMDb page.
And they spelt my name
Russell
wrong in the
Howard,
credits.
Greg Davis.
I was very sad.
All cast and crew. Hang on. Let's have a look. Are you on IMDb?
Oh, I don't know if I added myself onto this one. I don't know if I'd be in it. It was really fun. But yeah.
You're not on there. You need to get your name in there.
I do. Spelt right.
How did they spell your name? Did they spell it with two Y's?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And I remember watching it at Christmas and being like there ready with my phone to take a photo of the credits, and it came up and it was wrong, and I was like, oh, never mind.
Oh.
There's something very exciting about seeing your name. I remember when I used to work on Holby, and my parents were, because I never watched Holby. It was fun to work on, but I'd already see it be made. I didn't have to watch it. But my parents, ever since I started working on it, they literally watched Holby City from the first episode I ever did through to its completion.
Oh my God.
Even though I hadn't worked on it for like 5 years by the time it closed, they still carried on telling me every week. They'd be like, oh, have you heard what's happened to this? But I was like, I don't work on it anymore. But they would every week that it was my episode, they would send me a photo of my name.
That is so cute. Yeah, no, I had a friend who worked on Big Brother, and I remember the first time his name showed up in the credits as well. It was just like, oh my God, that's your name.
I remember being really sad once when I worked on this show. It was one of the hardest things I ever worked on. It was called The Living and the Dead, and it was this BBC horror series, and it was a lot of late nights, because it was a lot of dark filming, but we were filming in summer, so sometimes we would just we would start late. Filming. We would do 11 till 5 in the morning or something ridiculous. Jeez. Just to have nighttime. And so I worked on it for, it was meant to be 6 months. I think it was 7 months because we overran and we needed a bit extra. And I was the only camera trainee between 2 camera crews. So it was me having to take care of 7 people. And sometimes they opted to do 11-hour days without a lunch break instead of 14-hour days with lunch. So I would have to fetch everyone's lunch. And by the time I was done, that sometimes meant we'd start it up again and I wouldn't get to eat. And so it was a nightmare shoot for me. And then when it came out, I watched the TV and they didn't credit me at all. I was just there
no!
Oh, okay.
Oh my God, that's so bad.
I watched the first episode and then I never watched it ever again because I was too sad.
Oh.
I was like, oh, fine. Pretend I don't exist then.
I got your lunch.
Honestly, the people on that were, some of the camera crew on it were mad. They're never going to listen to this. It's fine. There was one guy who he insisted that I asked him for his lunch order first, to the point where he would take my notebook off of me and check the pages to check that I hadn't written down any other orders before his. It was that for 7 months. God. So that's the tip of the iceberg.
Jeez. Oh my God.
So just the fact I never got a credit, I'm over it. I'm fine now. Don't even care.
Yeah, mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't care. Not bothered.
I did get to work with Colin Morgan, who played Merlin in the BBC show. He was very lovely. Yeah. He was a kind man, even if he did make me sweet potato every day for 6 months.
Was he the one who demanded that he was at the top of your list?
Yeah, he's a monster. No, he's really nice. He is so before that, I was thinking about going vegan. He's the wizard that I told I was going vegan. He was vegan. He's not anymore, just add insult to injury. But I was talking to him and he was like, oh, are you vegan? And I just went, yes. And then from then on, I have been because I can't lie to a wizard. And then
you promised him.
He was like, I started having the vegan meals from catering instead, and it was a lot of sweet potato. And it got to the point where one time I was talking to him about 3 weeks into the shoot, and I was like, how have you been finding the food? And he was like, oh my gosh, I could eat sweet potato every day, so I've asked for just everything sweet potato. And I was like, it's your fault that I've been eating sweet potato every day. And honestly, when I finished that shoot, I didn't eat sweet potato for about 5 years. Because I was like, I've had enough sweet potato for a lifetime now. But I'll have it again now. It's finally worn off.
Oh, thank God. I bloody love sweet potato.
I do too, but it was just too much.
Maybe a little bit too much every day. Just a bit.
Oh. I got to work with Shire horses on that shoot as well. They were beautiful. Beautiful. What was they talking
I love
about?
Shire horses.
I don't remember how I got onto this. I feel like I've just been rambling.
I used to work at a farm and we had a Shire horse called Jim.
Oh, Jimmy Shire.
He was very cute. And Jim had a friend, a little miniature Shetland called Tot.
Oh.
And little kids would come in and be like, oh, it's the mummy and the baby. And we'd be like, no, Tot is a grumpy 30-year-old and Jim is about 12. He's just very tall.
Oh, bless him. Shire horses just feel like sensible horses. Like other horses you can meet and they're just goofy, whereas Shire horses just seem a bit more like clued in.
Yeah. It was a while back that I worked there, and I went back to this little farm with my niece and nephew and my brother and sister. And Jim, I'm pretty sure Jim recognised me. He came running over, and like all these kids were trying to get his attention, but he was just standing next to me. I was like, oh my God, Jim, I love you. I missed you so much.
Are you famous Twitch streamer? Twitch.tv/Kirsty?
That's me. Oh my God.
Oh,
what a boy. What a boy.
That's cute.
Love Jim.
I met a cow the other day, and cows are huge, and I didn't know how big they are because normally they're in fields and they're far away.
Cows are pretty big. How did you meet a cow?
I went to, I think it's called Coppershell Animal Sanctuary. They had an open day outside of Bristol, and the cow came like they have like 5 cows, I think. But they're 2 like tiny cows. Also, they didn't come closer, so maybe they were still far away. And then they had like 3 big bulls. And oh my gosh, like their shoulders were like taller than me, and I'm almost 6 foot. They are big.
They are big boys.
And their heads are just like so
chunky.
Yeah. And I was just like, I was just looking at this cow and I was like, you know, in like cartoons or whatever, when someone crosses a field and the bull chases them down, I was like, that is genuinely terrifying. If this beautiful creature ever took a dislike to me, I would just lie on the floor and give up. I would not stand a chance.
I've been chased by a herd of cows before.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. It was during school. We did the Duke of Edinburgh Award. And basically, for people who don't know, the Duke of Edinburgh Award means it's a thing where you go, not hiking, but like you go for a very long walk and you camp at the end of it. And then
is that what they call it?
I guess, yeah. Like you have a map, you're not allowed a phone, and you just plot your route and go for a big walk with a big backpack, and you camp for the night, and then you walk somewhere else the next day. And we were walking through the countryside, and we found this field, and it was kind of on a hill, and at the top of the hill there was a great big like fallen over tree, and we were like, that's a nice place to have lunch. It was a nice sunny day. We'll get a nice view from up there. We can sit on the tree. Very nice. So we're making our way up there, and there are cows in the field, and this particular time, we had 2 boys from another group that had to split up because they failed their first expedition.
Yeah.
So we had these 2 boys in the group, and one of them was fine. He was very quiet, but the other one, he was a pain in the arse. And him and one of the girls in my group did not get on. And the whole time we're walking through this field, he's like, you've got a red bag. You've got a red bag. They're going to chase you. The bulls are going to chase you. And she was on the verge of tears because this kid kept saying that the bulls were going to chase her. And then we got to the top of the hill, and we saw a dog walker running towards the fence, holding his dog. And there were just cows behind him, and it was like, oh no. So we were like, pack up your lunch, we have to run. And we had to run to the fence as well, and they were just cows. And when we managed to hop the fence, these cows were headbutting the fence, and it was like, oh my God, we had a brush with death. Oh, jeez. But as soon as we hopped that fence, we walked forward and there was like a valley, and at the top of the valley was a nice forest. It was a really, really beautiful, picturesque little area. And we walked into the forest a little bit, and there was a huge herd of deer. Aww. It was really nice. So we almost got killed by cows, but we did see a lot of lovely deer.
Oh, that's nice.
That was nice. That was nice.
We saw a deer
but I don't blame the cows.
Other day. We went for a little walk in Lee Woods, and you had to cross this field to get there. And there was just this one little deer on its own, just staring at us.
Aww.
We were just all like, hello. It was just like,
hello.
And we left. And then we saw a fox. Maybe. It was a magical walk. Magical.
I want to meet more cows. I love cows. They're my favourite. They are so beautiful.
This weekend is the Dean Farm Trust open day, and I didn't get tickets because they sold out, which is good because I'm glad they have as many people as they can there. But they have a cow called Bobby Sprinkles, and I'd love to meet Bobby one day.
At the farm I worked at, we had a baby cow called Pancake, and he was my best friend. I loved him so much.
Aww.
And then the year after that, he had a sister called Pickle, and she was a tiny little brown cow. We had a bull as well. I can't remember what breed he was, but he wasn't a Highland cow, but he was like one of the ginger ones with the big horns, and I've completely forgotten the name.
They're not Jersey cows, are they?
No, we did have a Jersey cow. Her name was Jane.
Aww, Jane.
Jersey Jane. But this one, we called him Tormund because there was a wall in his paddock, or whatever you call it, and he would always knock it down. So we called him Tormund, and he was lovely. He was very short for a bull.
Yeah.
He was very stocky, but had very tiny legs.
Oh my gosh. Adorable. I just love their noses, cows. They're so beautiful. Big.
They are. They're so nice.
Mushy snoots.
Pancake was a lovely, lovely boy because they had like little demonstration because it was a kids' farm. It wasn't a working farm. So they would sort of parade him around a little bit for the kids, not like with the kids, but just like we would have to lead him around so they could see him.
Yeah.
And the way to do it was because he was so small, he didn't have any teeth. So we'd put our hand in his mouth and he would just suck it.
Oh.
So you would just walk around in a circle with him sucking your hand. And it was so cute.
Oh, bless.
It was such a good boy. Oh, he was a Hereford. He was a Hereford cow. Tormund. And Pancake was a cross between a Belgian Blue and a Friesian, I think. So there you go. I love cows. Don't get me talking about cows, Briony. I'll talk all bloody day.
I love cows.
I love cows so much.
I just couldn't. Yeah, I was just amazed at the large. The large of the boy impressed me bigly when I
very large.
Saw he.
Oh, actually, I'm wrong. Pancake was a cross between a Belgian Blue and a Jersey cow. Because Jane was his mum.
I think I used to have a little model of a Belgian Blue, and I used to have a little model of a Hereford. Are there any Hertfordshire cows?
I don't think there are.
Hertford cow. Oh no, it just says, did you mean Hereford?
Yeah, did you mean Hereford? No, I don't.
Wondered if we had any Hearts Gang special cows.
Sadly, no. Our cows are all from Hereford.
Oh, I do love cows.
I have lots of pictures of Pancake, though. When this episode goes out, I'll tweet one.
Yay!
Pancake was such a beautiful boy.
A beautiful boy.
He's such a beautiful boy.
I was thinking I didn't really look up anything from that dream, but to be honest, I've forgotten it now. So do you want to hear the secondary?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, here we go.
Okay.
3, 2, 1, go.
I had a dream that we had gone round to, it was meant to be G's house, but it was like this absolutely massive flat in London, and we'd gone there to watch the AEW pay-per-view, but it was like this living room that was absolutely full of sofas, and like Sammy Guevara was there, and there were just loads of people there. I was like, oh my gosh, how does G know all of these people? Like, geez. And then I suddenly realised that I wasn't wearing any, like I took my shoes off. I realised I wasn't wearing any socks. So I was like, oh no, I can't just walk around with my bare feet. I need to go and ask G if she has any socks I can borrow. And then I found G in the kitchen and she wasn't wearing any socks. So I was like, oh, I guess maybe I can't then. So I was like, maybe it's fine. Maybe this is like a no socks house. So I went, and by the time I went back in, like, the pay-per-view was starting up and everyone was like sitting down. So I just had to go and sit on the floor by this sofa. And Alex was sat on a chair near me, and Sammy Guevara was like sat round the side of the TV, so he couldn't actually see anything. And Alex was like, Sammy. He was like, yeah. He was like, you can't see. And he was like, oh yeah. And he just like came around the front and watched. The only bit of the actual show I remember is that all of the commentators got into a swimming pool, and whilst that was happening, what's his name? This wrestler came and sat next to me. Eddie Kingston came over, and he actually like came and sat on the floor next to me, and I was like, oh my gosh. And we were watching. I really just wanted to ask him questions about everything that was happening while I was trying to resist. But yeah, all the commentators were in the pool, and they were like jokingly like pressing them on the head and being like, whoa. And I was like, oh my gosh, they're using this as a way to kill off JR. They're gonna drown him in the pool. Like, I can't believe they've done this. And then I suddenly realised everyone had been given these folders for like predictions, because it turned out that like it then like switched to the flat actually being owned by this like stereotypical like white picket mum, you know, like jumper over the shoulders and sunglasses on top of the head sort of, and she'd made all these folder like packs for everyone to fill out about their feelings about the wrestling and stuff. But then Eddie was like, do you want to go for a walk? And I was like, okay. So we went out for this walk, and we went to see Wembley Arena, because he was like he just snuck inside, and we were like running around inside it. He was like, I just wanted to get a look at where we're going to be. And then we were like walking home and, or like walking back to this flat. And we had to cross a bridge that was like covered in like all this clay, and like the sort of clay that as soon as you put your foot in it, you would just like sink. And it had all these workmen on it, and they were like, okay, you have to follow this bucket across the clay, otherwise, you know, it's dangerous, and only step where we tell you to step. And I got to the end of the bridge, and my feet were like soaked in clay. I had put shoes on, but they were like soaked in clay. And the guy was like, you have to make sure you clean the clay off your feet, otherwise it starts eating your feet. And you're in the first stages of it eating your feet now, so you better go wash the clay off. So I was like, oh geez, we better get back. And I remember just walking a bit more with Eddie and being like, why is he chosen to go for a walk with me? This is odd. I think that's all I remember. Yeah. Very staunch. Oh, no, we did get back to the flat. And by that point, I realised it was like gone midnight. And I remember thinking, I wonder if B-Real's going to go off and if Eddie would let me take a B-Real with him. But I was also sort of thinking, Alex is going to be worried. I should get back and let him know that I'm safe. But yeah, the end. Bye-bye. Bye.
There you go.
Another wrestling dream. What a surprise. Wrestlers. Also G and feet.
Yes. Why silly dream me thought G would let me cover up my feet? I don't know. Oh dear.
Oh my goodness.
So yeah, like
for those, don't know where to start.
Well, Eddie Kingston, he's like this, like he's not. His character isn't like mean or anything, but he is like a real, like, sort of tough guy. So for him to have just been, but then we were watching this like AW behind the scenes thing where he was really taking care of this other wrestler called Ruby Soho. So I think maybe it was just because of that. Maybe I just sort of like saw a new side to him and I was like, he can protect me in my dream.
That's so cute.
And like the bit where they were trying to, okay, so this sounds bad, but I think them trying to drown Jim Ross was because occasionally when we're watching it, he's quite old school and he doesn't say anything, like I can't think of anything really bad that he said. But you know, sometimes when you get like you're bracing for him to say something bad, if there's like particular wrestlers and you're just a bit like, oh, don't do it. Yeah. So I think maybe that's why I had a dream that they were killing him off. Sounds bad when you say it out loud.
Don't put Briony in charge.
There's been an accident with the commentator water sports portion of the wrestling. Oh dear.
Oh no.
But yeah, I guess the reason we went to Wembley was because that's where AEW is going to be, and we have tickets to it.
Yeah.
So I think
when is that? August. Okay, so you've not got long to wait.
Yeah.
Maybe you just do be thinking about wrestling.
I have
which, it does happen a lot.
I've got back into it recently because there was a time when I just didn't really have much time, so I wasn't watching it very much. When I wasn't like as invested because I'd had a little bit of time out. But now, ever since we've got the tickets, I've had time to watch it again, so I'm like back in. Do you know the best part about this dream? It is dated the 1st of June, which is mine and Alex's wedding anniversary. And this is the first time I've ever recorded a dream in front of him. So the first thing we did on our wedding anniversary was Alex listening to me recording that dream. Being like, and then my feet got covered in clay, but Eddie Kingston was in my B-reel and it was okay. And he was just lying there like, 7 years I've done this.
7 years. What anniversary is the 7th year?
It is copper.
And each one has a thing.
Wool.
Oh,
I don't know why it gets two.
Did you get each other a copper gift?
No, but I did Copperfield. Sorry, no. My mum got us some like copper straws, like drinking straws. And I don't know why I said drink. What other type of straw would it be? I don't know why I clarified that. Some hay, but it's copper.
Some hay. Copper hay.
And she got us a copper towel rack that hangs on the cupboards, which has been good because at the moment we've got, like the like cat's anus towel things.
Oh,
We've
yeah.
got those,
Yeah.
and they're getting
Oddly, I know exactly what you mean, yeah.
they're getting a little bit loose. They don't quite have the tightness to hold the towels as well anymore, so it was actually quite good to have just a towel rack, because they don't tend to get loose. They're sturdy.
Yeah, those cat anuses, they hold them real tight.
Yep.
I'm just looking at a list of different anniversaries now.
There's some weird ones. I think the first one is just like paper.
Paper, yeah. The third is leather.
Yes.
Yeah. 13th is lace.
Ooh.
Oh. And then the 21st to the 24th anniversary, that's the Avatar era. It's fire, water, air, and stone.
Oh. There's not one for like every year, though, is there? Is there a point where it's just like, okay, you don't get one for 5 years? Is there really? Oh my God.
Yeah. I don't know who makes this up, but I mean, this is on Hallmark, so I guess Hallmark made it up. The 5th anniversary is the wood anniversary. So next year is your bronze anniversary. No. Sorry, bronze is 19. It's bronze on the 8th as well. Pottery or bronze?
Just to make it more complicated, I think America has a different one as well.
Yeah, probably. This might be the American one. Hang on, UK anniversary.
Unless maybe that's why it's wool or copper. Maybe one of us does one and one does the other. Oh
yeah, true.
Pottery or bronze is a nice year though.
4th is fruit and flowers. 5th is wood. 6th is sugar. 7th is wool. 8th is salt. Salt?
Ooh.
What? And then 9th is copper, apparently. I feel like people are making this up.
I do have a tea towel, because for our second wedding anniversary, because that was cotton, my mum got us a tea towel that has the anniversaries on, so maybe we should go buy whatever is on that one.
Yeah, that would be the one to go by, I think.
Apparently the 10th is tin, so we can have beans for that one.
Yeah, well, Hallmark says tin or aluminium.
Aluminium.
What? Aluminium anniversary. I got you a can of Coke.
Oh, there's one list that I found that has 3 different ones because it's traditional, modern, or gemstone. And for the 60th, all 3 of them are diamond. So you better be getting a diamond on those days.
The 41st, very exciting. Office or desk decor.
Oh,
I can't wait.
That must be one of the traditional ones that they've done since ye olde days of yore.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, Hallmark. 41st anniversary. Traditional gift.
My dad kept on asking me, he was like, have you had the 7-year itch yet? I'm like...
No, father. No, I can't say I have.
I guess.
Okay, apparently the 41st gemstone is topaz. So you could get a big topaz office chair.
Lovely. A bedazzled office chair. Dear, dear.
Oh my God.
It was still a very lovely day. This dream set me up nicely for the day. It was a good one.
That's good.
I was going to look up feet in the book because feet did seem to play a big part.
Have we looked up feet before? Because your feet nearly got stuck in clay too.
Yeah, but I think it's only got limbs. I don't think feet get their own section. I would have thought feet do because feet are like feet. Feet are just feet.
Yeah. Okay, I found the first website to show up when I searched dreaming of feet, so it's probably very, very trustworthy. To dream of seeing your own feet is ominous of despair.
Oh.
You will be overcome by the will and temper of another. To see others' feet denotes that you will maintain your rights in a pleasant but determined way.
What does it mean if there was both? Because I had my feet and G's feet. Everyone despair?
I get
or everyone
both.
Happy?
Both happy and sad.
When I looked up feet, it said, see body, limbs. So I've looked up limbs. And it says, Whether it is partly to do with some kind of cellular memory and the growth process that takes place is uncertain. But in dreams, any limb can be taken to mean sexuality and fears associated with gender issues.
Okay.
What?
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 Including feet?
It told me to look specifically at limbs for the feet. But then the next section
I feel like that's a cop-out.
If the limbs are being dismembered. No, thank you. Dear, oh dear. Sexuality? I had my little feet out. Mine is probably just warm. And, I guess I sleep with my feet out. I'm not a sock
sexy
sleeper.
of you.
How slutty of you.
Oh, the sluttiest thing a woman can do.
Not wear socks to bed. I think it was just a fun little wrestling dream.
I agree. Nothing sexy about it. Or at least just the feet.
The place was huge though. Dream G is doing very well for herself.
Well done, G.
It was a massive place in London as well. I was near Wembley? Those prices?
Damn. Damn.
Oh.
Well, there we go.
Yeah.
Wrestling.
Wrestling. I did have another wrestling dream recently, but it was about WWE wrestlers.
What?
And I didn't record it, but it was about Undertaker and Stone Cold Steve Austin. Did I tell you about this one? I can't remember.
I don't know if you did.
It was basically that I went to this wrestling event and I met, there was different tables, and at one of them was Undertaker and Steve Austin. And I went over and I was just like, oh my gosh, hello. And then Steve Austin was like, would you like some cake? He was like, would you like some cake? And I was like, oh, no, thank you. But I was too shy to tell him that I didn't want any because I wasn't sure if it was vegan, because I thought he was a big Texas guy and he'd be like, vegan, what the heck? So,
vegan.
But then I was like, do you know what? Maybe I've misjudged him. So I said, just so you know, it's not that, I'm sure your cake is lovely, it's just that I'm vegan. And he was like, oh, Undertaker here is trying to be more vegan. That's really good of you. And I was like, oh my gosh, thank you so much, Stone Cold Steve Austin. And it was
you did tell me about this. I remember that.
It was just really nice. And then I wanted to ask him how he felt about AEW, but then I was too shy. And then Alex came over and he was like, leave the man alone. We have to go home. And I was like, okay.
Leave the man alone,
Leave the poor man alone. Because Alex recently told me how, he was like, you're really bad at saying bye, do you know? Because I will start up. He'll be like, okay, say bye now, we're going home. And then he'll come over and I will have started up my third conversation. He's like, you can never just say bye.
No, I can't say I've ever noticed that. No.
She says, noticing the recording is now over an hour. So yeah, I think even in my dreams, Alex is like, come on now, we gotta go.
Stop talking.
Leave the poor dream men alone. You've got to wake up now. No.
No. I want to talk to the Undertaker about vegan recipes.
Oh. Well.
Oh dear.
On that note. How'd you feel about ducks?
I like cows more.
Oh my god!
Yeah, I can give or take a duck.
I could listen to the sound of ducks all day though. I find it really calming.
Oh, true. Yeah, I do like their sounds.
Sometimes I watch the duck stream just to listen to the sound of ducks. Well, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Kirsty, for a lovely chat.
Thank you, Briony.
And
thank you so much.
You go have some dreams. I believe in you. I'll try.
I'll try my best.
Maybe it's too warm for dreams now.
Maybe. They've been so few and far between lately, and I don't know why.
Maybe dreams are like steam, and if it gets too warm, they rise out of your head.
Oh my god.
Does rhyme.
Maybe.
The science checks out.
Dreams are like steam. We should put that on a t-shirt.
We should have t-shirts.
Yeah.
We should stop going naked everywhere. We should wear things.
Put some socks on, Bray. Come on.
It's too warm. But yes, everyone, thank you for listening. And Kirsty, thank you.
And Briony, thank you.
And until next time, bye-bye for now.
Bye-bye.